Okay, so I'm going to do this as a voiceover, um, just so we can still get a chance to kind of go over this because I think I cut out some really good stuff for us to talk about. So I'm going to go through these clips individually, talk about the things I want to talk about, and then obviously, if you're watching this, you'll get the link from me going over these clips. So let's go ahead and dive into it. Um, this first one here, uh, I liked the space in which we ran down. I liked the fact that we didn't feel the need um, to uh, fill the corner on Josh's side. Xander, that's a great way to push the ball. And naturally, the way that we fell into place and transition down here, I think uh, it does a couple of things for us by spending so much time on transition offense. It has given us the knowledge to know where all of us are supposed to be at any given point in time. So even if Josh on that pitch ahead can't catch and rip and go, we can still move the ball around the perimeter, but to get the shot we want. This is a good confident stroke right there, Lucian. That's a really good shot. That's one of the things you've been talking about wanting to get better at. That's a really, really great shot. Here I want to make a note that even in zone that we can still run some of our trigger actions. This was early on in the game, in this first game, and we didn't get a chance to kind of set up in our zone offense yet. But I want you to note here, Josh, if you come off of this ball screen right here where Luce is, where he sets the screen for you, you have drawn the other top of the zone. So if you'll go ahead and pitch this ball ahead to Kellen and Xander are now playing 2-on-1 on the backside. So this ball screen still works really good against the zone if we make quick decisions. Pitch it ahead, we can play 2-on-1 on the backside. Xander's already kind of creeping to the short corner there to give us an opportunity. We still get a decent look, but just for future reference, we can still run basic ball screen triggers and things like that out of a zone if we're seeing an even front zone. Here on this next one, Ethan, this was a really, really great move to put yourself in the middle of this zone right here. I seen Kellen kind of directing you there. I've always been a fan of putting guards in the middle of the zone because I think point guards are really good decision makers. So that's a really savvy move on your part to get to the middle, and that's a great exit pass for a rhythm three for Max. That's a perfect silver medal shot. That's really good. Way to get the ball out quick there, Max. Um, One of the things I would like to see here, Ethan, I know that you didn't have a chance to come to practice last week when we really focused on this. We talked about pitching the ball ahead to the two-man side. So Max got the ball out to you really quickly. Ethan, this would be a really good pitch ahead to Lucian right here. And we would be playing even numbers. We'd be playing 2-on-2. And I really like our opportunity there. And even if you go ahead and give it to Luce, all right, you might be able to settle into a walk-in three on the ball reversal or whatever that might look like. So just for future reference, we want to try to pitch the ball ahead to the two-man side. You've got it. You got Lucian here, Arjun ahead, and we can play 2-on-1 on the backside there. This next clip, Kel, way to get it out. Ethan, that's the way to catch it on the run, and this is a fantastic pitch. Okay, this is exactly what we've been coaching you to do. To me, this is an A-plus pass. All right, you're doing exactly what we need you to do. This is you've caught the ball on the run. We're not taking any hesitation. One bounce, pitch. That's great. Arjun, this is perfect. Okay, you're doing what we've taught you to do and what we're going to talk more about here in the future, which is catching and ripping baseline. Look at what happens whenever you rip baseline. We have 1, 2, 3 players at the level of the ball and a fourth one coming. So Arjun, when you catch and make this rip, as soon as you know that you're cut off, you need to be thinking, I got to get the ball out. Now, Max, you need to fill to the corner down here the best you can. And then Lucian, let this guy who's on your back right here get in front like he does. And then Arjun, you have a dump, you have a little bounce pass to Lucian here, teeing up in front of the rim, or you should have Max in this deep corner for a pitch. Or if you come to two, you can have a ball reversal or you hit the trailer right here. But you did a really great job of collapsing the defense, which is what we want to try to do in transition. And we kind of go from there. I think we still end up kind of getting a decent look here. Yes, that's a great entry pass by you, Arjun, there to Kel. Kel, we draw the foul. Okay. Let me take a look here. Shay, the objective, one of the things that I really want to try to I want to try to accomplish when we're playing in the zone is we want the ball to go to the short corner. So way to make yourself available here in the short corner, because I think that this is a poison to the 2-3 zone. So when the ball goes to the short corner like it does here, watch the eyeballs that get on you. You have the guy who's covering the paint, eyes on you. Guy here in the short corner, eyes on you. If you make a bounce pass to Kel right here, that's an immediate 2 points. All right, that's exactly what you want to do. When you catch the ball in the short corner, your eyes have to immediately go to our middle guy, which is Kel. If not, we need to get a diagonal skip. So Arjun, you need to get down to the corner, and then Ethan, you need to get in Shay's eyesight, or in his line of sight, which is going to be this 45 degree over here. So you should move over. Arjun should drop down, and Shay, when you make the catch, it's an easy order of operations. Look for our guy diving middle. We look diagonal skip pass, and that's how we break down the zone. Instead, you drew two. You kind of panicked a little bit, and we take a really bad shot here. Fine, we're learning. Okay. Ethan, another great pitch, man. That's to me, this is A plus point guard play. Okay. This is exactly what I want you to get comfortable doing, making quick, fast decisions with a clear mind. You get an outlet, pitch it, boom. That's a great pass. Arjun, that's a great finish. All right. We want you ripping and going. I think that's when you're at your best, Arjun. Great skip pass, Max. Great skip pass. We love the skip pass in the zone. I think that that is also one of the things that is poison to a zone is a good skip pass. All right, this is a great skip pass. Arjun on this catch. Look at Shay here in the short corner. So Shay, you need to stretch it out maybe a little bit more. Okay. But if you stretch it out a little bit more, Arjun, you've drawn two. Give it to Shay. This guy has to help. And then we've got Kellen diving. We got that same action that we were just talking about. Let's make sure we stay properly spaced here, though. Ethan, maintain your spacing here at the top of key. All right. From there, Arjun, I'm not mad at the shot. I just think we could have got a better one if we would have looked short corner. Kel, I think this is a really good. I think it's a really good representation of still playing uh, fast, even though we didn't have the numbers advantage. Okay, we took our time. We still got the look that we wanted. We didn't need to push the pace 100 miles an hour. You got your eyes up early. We didn't feel like we could make this pass to Ethan. Um, you know, I think we might could have got there, but that's fine. You don't trust it yet. All right. We didn't have the numbers advantage. That's totally fine. But because we had been sprinting the floor, Arjun, yes, that is a great location, man. I mean, you are exactly where I want you to be in the corner. Ethan, make sure you're stretching it down into the corner, man, because we have stretched the defense and we've gotten them so used to at this point in the game having to run with us, they're all sprinting to the baseline, which opens up these ball reversals. Okay, good job, good finish there, Max. That's the way to get the ball out quickly, Arjun. That's really quick. Great ball reversal around the perimeter. This kind of goes back to what I was talking about in the very first clip. Because we know what we're doing, because we know where each other is um, on the floor, Max, I would have been happy with a shot there, but that's fine. You collapse the defense. We got four guys now, four guys down on the baseline, and we get to play 3-on-1 here on the back. Now we've got them in rotation. Boom, boom, boom. That's the way to share the basketball, way to knock down the shot kill. Way to get it out quickly, Shay. Way to get your eyes up, Ethan. That's another great pitch. Again, Arjun, you corrected the mistake this time. You collapsed the defense. One, two, three guys under the basket. We got one guy even coming to get you, and this is a great kickback. All right, Max, I'd like to see you hold your water here on the 45 or at the Houston. Nonetheless, Ethan, this is a really good shot. Okay, I know it doesn't go in, but because Arjun collapsed the defense, we got him in rotation. That's a shot, and it gives Shay the opportunity to clean it up. Good rebound, Shay. Good job, Josh. Great pitch. All right, because we had two guards, look at the way that our guards run, specifically Amir and Arjun. Look at these rebounds. we get the rebound. Amir and Arjun are already out ahead of the defense. Okay. This automatically gives us the advantage on the backside. This is a great pitch, Josh. Arjun, good pass. Amir, that's fine. I know you didn't finish it, but Lucian, this is a wonderful job. All right. To me, this is a perfect encapsulation of what you're really good at, which is finding the ball on misses. I used to coach with a guy that used to say, never assume to make. Okay. We should never assume our teammates are going to make it. So we can always clean up these shots. Lucian, way to be there. Way to clean it up. All right, I want to spend some time over the next couple of clips here talking about some ball screen stuff and showing you all of any of you, because I think all of you at some point in time are going to be in ball screen and roll situations. And I want to show you what it looks like to see the pocket and when we can hit the roller in the pocket. Okay. This is a really good screen right here. Nixon, way to make the guy go over. All right, Kel, this is a good representation of what the pocket might look like. Okay. This guy who's guarding Nixon has to make the decision. Okay, Kelly, you did a really good job of really having to make him choose. He doesn't get on you. That means you get to go downhill. I think this is a really good execution on the ball screen here. All right. Uh, Xander's guy shrinks to help. This is a great pitch to a wide open three. Okay. I really liked the decision here, and we're going to talk more about what this pocket looks like moving forward. But overall, I think this is a good decision. All right, you could have gone to Xander, you could have gone to Max, you could have even thrown the ball at the rim for Nixon. But I think this is a really good decision. Way to knock down the open shot here, Xander. Here we go. Another ball screen. Josh, this is a good representation of what the pocket looks like on the roll. Or my bad. That's on the next clip. Shay, one note of emphasis. Okay. You do a good job of trying to screen his back pocket. That's fine. He still wants to go under, which means we get a switch. Okay. So we got a switch. But Shay, when you get this guy here, when you tag him on the hip, it is up to you to stay in front of him. Because you get behind, you eliminate any possibility of Josh hitting you on the roll. If you can stay in front of him, Josh might get an angle to give you a bounce pass, or Enrique's guy will shrink in on him, and that's an easy pass to Enrique for a corner three. But we give up the opportunity because you got behind the guy on the screen, or you let him fight in front. Instead, Josh makes a play, tries to get downhill, and we don't get the look that we're looking for. But nonetheless, that's kind of what we're going for. Here we go to another ball screen situation. Shay, here it is again. All right, this is a really good representation of what the pocket looks like. Josh, guy has gone over. Shay's man shows. If you bounce past the ball now, if you put that out in front of this white line for Shay to run into, man, now we've got Shay rolling downhill. You bounce it now. Give it to him. Shay has got a head of steam. We're going, and we get to play 3-on-2 on the backside. He can go right down the middle of the lane. We got Lucian holding this corner. We have a shooter holding this corner over here. We're going to get exactly what we want. But instead, we're half a step late looking for that bounce pass. Like, as soon as you see your guy committing to going over the screen and you see Shay's guy in drop coverage, bounce pass it now. This is what the pocket looks like. Make the pass now. All right. And then we get him rolling downhill. We get exactly what we want. Here's another great example. This is a really good grenade ball screen here, Nixon. All right, Ethan, this is a really good attack down the hill. I want you to watch this thing frame by frame. Ethan, your guy tries to go over the screen. Nixon's guy is playing in drop coverage. Bounce pass it now. Put it on him now. If you will make that pass right there, right now, same exact situation. We get Nixon rolling down the middle of the lane. Amir's guy has to help. Otherwise, we get a layup. If he helps, we get a pitch to a really good shooter in the corner. Okay. You bounce it. That's a good pass. It's a half a second late. That pass has to be there now. That pass got to get out of your right hand. Okay. Right now. Because you try to take a second and square up and make that pass, if you will bounce that out in front of him, Ethan, like here instead of here, he rolls right into it. We get the look that we want. It's a little cleaner. All right, here we go. Another ball screen. I want you to see the pocket. But, Ethan, When you come off of this ball screen, you now have to make Nixon's guy guard you. Okay, since your guy commits to going over, because you go so wide, okay, because you go so wide, nobody has to guard you. So you either have to get on Nixon's guy's toes, or that's got to be an immediate jump shot. Okay, you're open. Nixon does exactly what we want our ball screeners to do, which is to make these guys go over. He goes over, you get wide. You have to know in drop coverage, Ethan, I'm either coming off to shoot or I'm getting downhill and making that guy decide. Instead, you pull up, you allow number 5 to recover, and now they've gotten their advantage back. Okay? They've gotten their advantage back, and even though you get into the paint, it's a tough play from that point on because we've let the defense recover. Another ball screen. Guy goes over. There's the pass now, Ethan. You either got to make that to him now, but this is a great decision to attack. Okay? This time you made a decisive decision, and I'm happy about it. Okay? You come off. All right? You notice that Nixon's guys in drop coverage and he doesn't shade to you. That's a really great decision. That's a really great shot. You know why that's a good shot? Because you got a guy trailing the play right there who can clean up the miss if you got it. Okay, I'm really pleased with this pick and roll concept right here. I like your decision to get downhill and make the quick. I like your decision to get downhill and make the quick choice. Good cleanup there, Nixon. Ball screen again. Let's look at it. Ethan, if you make the same decision, nobody is stopping you on this corner. Why are you stopping yourself? Okay. You pulled this back for no reason. And it's almost like this was almost to me, it felt like a predetermined decision by you that you came off of this ball screen thinking, I'm going to pull up and I'm going to try to make some sort of entry pass or something like that. All right. You had predetermined your decision before you even came off of this ball screen. And if you just make a read, man, Nixon's guy doesn't even pay you any attention. This is you would walk into a layup right here. Lucian, hold the corner. Okay, you've got to hold the corner because if you're down in the corner, this guy it's way easier for him to make, it's way easier for Ethan to make the read on your guy. So Lucian, you have to really get down into the corner. Don't stand in the 45. Okay, but Ethan, I want to see you make a more decisive decision to walk right down the lane right here into a layup because Nixon's got his guy on his back. Max, I love the idea, man. I like you trying to make the early pitch. All right, Lucian, that's a way to run hard. I'm okay with us taking these chances in the spring and the summer. I want us to learn what we can and can't get away with. Ethan, I think that was still a pretty good decision to make that pass to Max on the cut. Just stick it on him. Okay, put it on him. That's the right pass. Put it on him. Nixon, way to run the floor. Max, way to be patient and give him the second to clear. I like how you ran early, and Max is a really good pass that led to a really good layup, really good decision to wait. Mother ball screen action. Max, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at that decision to take it. But knowing what your skill set is, come off with the intent to shoot it. Okay. This would be a really good 3-point attempt for you right here. Otherwise, I want to see you play off two. Just knowing that they're not going to call a lot of the ticky tacky stuff in AAU, things like that. Okay. Josh, this is a really good decision to not wait on the play and play because they're being aggressive. Okay, I think we had horns down called right here, but you got a guy trying to give you a count, trying to get you frustrated, or trying to take away your airspace rather. And I like the decision to not wait on the play, get right down the paint, get the shot that we needed. Lucian, again, way to not assume the miss, way to clean it up. Okay, that's fantastic. Ball screen, we got a switch. Hey, Ethan, this is again really good point guard play, man. All right, you identified the switch. We threw it ahead. You're immediately signaling into Shea to give the ball into Nixon. Nixon, go ahead and bury that guy. Okay, bury him down. I'd like to see you do it a little earlier. Ethan, this is a really good cut by you as well down the middle of the lane. Nixon, we just gonna have to work on completing this pass. Give yourself a little bit of space, go over or fake high, bounce pass low, so we can complete that pass. But Ethan, overall, I really think that I know we didn't get the shot we wanted out of this, but I think this is really quality point guard play. You recognize the switch, we get the pitch ahead, we get the duck in. Okay, you get a really good cut. We just got to work on completing the pass. That's something we can coach. Ball screen. Here we go. Shea, way to come. And Ethan, here's the pocket pass. Boom. Bounce it now. Put it to him now. This pocket always develops faster than you think it does. It's not always going to tell you. It's the pocket's not always going to scream at you that I'm open, I'm open, I'm open. Sometimes you got to trust it. Okay, Shea does his job here by making your guy go over. That's a really great screen, Shea. Ethan, make that pocket pass now. Boom, trust it. Okay, trust it. I'd rather us turn the ball over trying now than to never try to get the opportunities. Okay, make the bounce pass, trust it. Okay, and I promise you, you'll complete more of those passes than you think you will. Instead, we get a little bit of a forced shot. Ethan, again, quality point guard play, man. Quality point guard play. Way to initiate our split action here, and this is really good split action by Luce and Xander. All right, Xander, great decision to cut, man. That's a great decision to cut. Ethan, just for future reference, the cut is always our first option. We always want to look for the cutter. Boom, look at him. Ah, he's wide open. That's a layup. But this is a good decision by Luce to bail you out there and kind of recognize it. And this is, to me, man, this is one of our best possessions of the entire weekend because we executed it the way I think the split is supposed to be executed. We get a really good cut. Luce makes a really good unselfish play into Xander. We get an easy layup. That's fantastic. Another ball screen. Xander, I really love the decision. I don't love mid-range jumpers, but I love the decisiveness in your decision right there. All right, and because of that decisiveness, I think you got rewarded on a make. And oftentimes, when you're decisive, you're going to make the right play. So I'm proud of you there for being decisive off the curl, taking the open shot that you get. Ethan, this is one of the ones where I think your indecisiveness or your instincts to want to play with the ball a little bit got in the way. Because what I want you to recognize here is that you need to recognize as the point guard that once I beat my man, we now have the numbers advantage. You won. Okay. You won. We now have the numbers advantage. So the next person that stops you is Xander's guy. Watch Xander. Okay. You make this pitch to Xander now. Xander walks into a layup, or Kellen's guy has to squeeze. We get a pitch to Kel for a layup. We get to play 2-on-1 on the backside. So just that uh, for future reference, understand that whenever you beat your man in transition, we now have the numbers advantage. And let's go ahead and try to get the ball out of our hands once the next guy steps up to stop us. Instead, we play with a little bit. We end up forcing a shot. I trust me. I love the decision to shoot 3 pointers. However, in order for it to be a silver medal shot, we want it to be a catch and shoot three, not off the bounce. And I'd have been a lot happier with that decision if we would have just pitched it ahead to Xander and let us play through the advantage. Xander, I think this is a really good representation of some of your development, man. This is a quality hesitation dribble right here. A wonderful change of direction. And because of that, we get a little shake. You leave your guy kind of sitting on his heels here. He gets flat footed on you. This is a really great change of direction. Boom. We beat him. We get to play 2-on-1 right here. Kel knocks down the three. Kel's perfect from 3-point range on the weekend. Ball screen. Let's look at it. This is 77 action, actually. One of the few 77s that we ran on the weekend. Okay. Nixon, way to make your guy go over. Okay. This is something that I'm glad that we got to run it because I wanted us to see on film. Oftentimes, Josh, when we're running a 77 action, or Ethan or whoever's the guard initiating the 77 action, um, the pass to the roller is going to be at the rim. If you throw this at the rim or towards the backboard, Josh, over the top, Nixon will collect that into a layup. Um, we kind of get two playing one. So Josh, I would either like to see you come off of Kellen ready to throw that at the rim or throw it back now. All right, Kellen just made a 3-pointer. Let's give him a chance to make another one. We also got the switch. Nixon, you have to understand this and bury this guy. Call for the basketball to try to get the shot that we want. So we had a lot of different options here. This is just good teach tape for us to figure out what our options are in 77. Come off that ball screen. All right, throw it at the rim for Nixon. Okay, throw it back to Kellen quickly, or we got to switch. Nixon, bury your guy right there. Let's toss that thing in there for a layup. Shay, this is good. Good work by you, man. Way to stay with the basketball. Way to stay with the basketball and find our guy, uh, or find the open guy once you've drawn two. All right, this is the dirty work, man. That is when you're at your best, Shay. It's really good job. Ball screen. Shay, better job staying in front of him that time. Okay. We got the switch into a tough shot. I'm glad you made that, Josh. One of the things I want you to see here, though, Shea stays in front. If you widen five out a little bit more, or you try to get to the other side of five, that bounce pass might get there to Shea. All right, and we might be able to get the layup that we want. Or you throw the ball ahead to Max. Max knocked down a lot of good shots for us over the weekend. That might be an open rhythm three silver medal shot for him. Instead, I know this is a tough shot, but that's a nice make. Kel, this is a good outlet pass, man. This is simple basketball, and this seems something that's not important. And not to say we don't want the ball in Ethan's hands. Ethan, the more I watched your film over the weekend, man, I thought you did some really good stuff, and I thought you played some really smart basketball. But Kellen, I like the decision to go ahead and throw it to Arjun, who's on the run, who's way out above the outlet spot. This is a great spot to catch the ball, Arjun. All right, now we've got the defense was still with their back turned. All right, and that's a really good pitch ahead. We get to play one on one. Xander, I think, makes 3 layups in a row uh, over the course of this sequence. I think this is the third one. But Xander gets paid off for running the floor. That's a really great outlet. Lets us play the number advantage. Way to win the matchup, Xander. Way to make the layup. Oh, this was the last one. Okay. Again, Xander, another great hesitation move here. All right, way to be decisive. Way to get ahead of steam there. Way to not settle. Way to not settle for a pull-up three or whatever. Way to recognize that nobody's in help and to get a quality gold medal shot. All right, this is exactly what we want. Nixon, way to bury your guy, man. All right, this is great. We recognize the switch. All right, we got what we wanted. Josh, this is a way to recognize the switch as well. Okay, way to bury your guy deep, Nixon. This is fantastic. All right, you're catching exactly where we want you to catch it. My only note here: don't bounce it. You bouncing it gives them ability to recover on you and swat that down. If you make that catch and you immediately drop step to your right hand or finish over your right shoulder with a hook shot without putting the ball down, there's nothing anybody can do there. Okay. Instead, you let the defense recover, but that's the way to bury your guy. Okay. Um, okay. So hopefully you get a chance to kind of go through all this stuff, guys. Um, and and just see some of the notes that I had for you. If you need to watch it again, or go back through the things. But overall, as I watched the clips again, I thought we did a lot of really good stuff. Okay, Ethan, I thought you had some really good tape. Xander, I thought you had some really good tape. Lucian, you had some really good tape. All of you guys had good tape, and there was stuff to talk about for each one of you. I don't want to be here for 2 hours doing this, but I thought we did a lot of good things, a lot of things that I might not have caught in the moment. But as I watched back, we made some really good instinctive plays. We were making some of the natural plays that I was hoping that we were going to make. So I'm really proud of you, and understanding that just sometimes simple basketball wins. And I thought that's what we accomplished. So we'll continue to dig into more of this as we go along.